Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. This is Erica from In the Company of Cards. Welcome back. Channel continues to grow. I continue to be delighted and grateful for that growth. So thank you so much. And I do read all the comments. I don't comment too often back because, that would be a lot. But I do read everything that you send. So a few issues I thought I'd look at today. In no particular order. So let's just see. The first one is a little bit, I don't know, snarky, but whatever. Nice thing about Lenormand is that it is no, not is it is so not highbrow in the sense that you can ask anything. There's no question that it's going to sort of turn up its nose at. So I don't feel that bad about asking. But I would like to know, as if I can't figure it out, but I'm curious what the cards have to say. Why did 45 name Kimberly Guilfoyle as the next ambassador to Greece? I mean, don't you have to be in the country that you are the ambassador for? Wouldn't that keep her kind of far away from number one son, Trump Jr.? So, but maybe she's just like really interested in Greece. Maybe she is fluent in Greek. Maybe she makes a mean moussaka. Maybe she likes, what's that, ouzo, that thing, that drink that they drink. Um, I don't know. So let's look. Why did 45 appoint Kimberly Guilfoyle, the fiance of son number one, to as the ambassador to Greece? Okay, and let's see. I'm just gonna let the cards pick all, spirit pick all the cards. Okay, so here we go. All right, so again, spirit's gonna do all the deciding here. The all important center card. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay. All right. So, sorry. Oops. The cards are 45, tree, stork, anchor, and house. I may draw, I don't know, I might draw a clarifier. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm sure she knows a lot of what the skeletons in the family closet are. So here is 45 saying, she's been around forever. I mean, it's the longest engagement in history. I mean, the card in the center, I'm always interested when I let spirit decide what that's going to be. It's the stork. So things are not good, probably, between Guilfoyle and Trump Jr., and he wants to improve her situation, make things good for her. And then we have the anchor and the house, keeping her close to him by giving her this appointment, which he can do because he's in what? The White House. Now, I drew clarifiers, and I can mirror before I do that him, 45, with his position in the White House, which allows him to make these nepotistic, self-serving appointments. Uh, and then again, the tree, she knows all the family business. She knows all the dirty laundry. You know what they say? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Apparently, uh, Trump Jr. has moved on to another girlfriend whom he's been seen with and been sort of physically kissy with. And so this is she knows all the skeletons, all the family stuff. And so it's keeping her close. And then I drew clarifiers, well, a clarifier. So the clarifier for the anchor is the lily. It's to keep her quiet and pacified and calm and content. Maybe she's got a thing for Greece. Maybe she went there on vacation and loved it, and he remembers that she said that. And, so why not make her ambassador to Greece? And then again, this is the White House, but it's also the family. And it's just keeping that circle unbroken, keeping her close, but not so close that they're in the same country, right? Keeping her happy, connected the right way, connected to him, because I can mirror this card with this card to him. So, you're not going to be my daughter-in-law, but I can make you ambassador to Greece. And aren't you happy now, Kimberly? Let me draw a clarifier on this stork. Um, yeah, the clarifier for the stork, how can her situation be made better? How can she be made happy? By giving her something brand new that, by the way, she'll have to kind of work hard to get up to speed on. Because not only is the child card the card for something new, it's the card for somebody who's a beginner at something. Well, God knows she's never been an ambassador to anything. We don't know how well acquainted she is with geopolitics of Greece. So she'll be very busy getting up to speed because she needs to do that, and that will be good because then she'll be occupied, and Trump Jr. can canoodle with his new canoodle-y. All right, well that was a little tabloidy, but like I said, Lennerman doesn't mind, and I suspect that as the years move forward, and I am with you more, we will occasionally want to have some levity to break up the heaviness. Uh, Speaking of heaviness, um, McConnell, uh, head of the Senate, has said very recently that, what did he say? I want to quote him directly, that a Trump victory puts Americans in a very, very dangerous world. I mean, is this news to him? Come on. I mean, did he not know that? Why was he so hands off slash supportive if he thought that another Trump presidency would, what was it again? Put Americans in a very, very dangerous world. Now, he's speaking to something specific. He's speaking to 45's fondness for the idea of American isolationism, right? Now, what is isolationism? Well, things like, yeah, everybody stay back from Syria. Yeah, we don't need to be helping Ukraine. Um, yeah, we need to pull out of NATO. Yeah, we're going to insult Canadians by calling them the 51st state and calling their prime minister the governor of it. Isolationism, putting us off to the side so that, you know, there are people in the world who would just as soon have America be isolationist because, of course, they think that it's the opposite of us being, um, involved in everything and sort of the all-powerful USA. Um, but, I just want to know, and I have my own suspicions about this, but why is McConnell only speaking up now about this? And we'll let Spirit do all the cards. Why is McConnell only speaking out now? he could have done a lot to keep us from this path that we're going down, but he didn't. So why didn't he speak up earlier? Well, these are very interesting cards. We start with the coffin, the scythe, the bouquet, the heart, and the star. Remember, the question was, why didn't he speak up sooner? Well, I think that, this is the card for feeling as though he's in a box. He felt as though he was in a box, as if he had no choice. Because, you've got these extremist MAGA people now in the Senate. And I think that he really felt he was in a box. Um, I, this is the card for the future. And I just feel like he thought maybe things won't go the way they look like they're going. Let me just stay in my box, not say too much, and hopefully we'll take a different turn. Well, wishful thinking, right? Uh, the scythe. The question is, why didn't he speak up sooner? And the scythe is the card for being decisive. I think that he put his own self-interest first. He wasn't going to do anything to make 45 mad. McConnell's on the way out right now, so he feels like he can say whatever he wants to say. Why did he not say it prior? Out of self-interest. And then the card in the center is very interesting. It's the bouquet. He suspected that he would be rewarded for not interfering with Trump's, newest rise to power. That's why. So, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I'm not even going to say entertainment purposes only, because that's clearly what's going on. It was self-interest. It was wanting to reap some benefit for himself. And of course, now he sees the lay of the land. He sees what these nominations are all about. He sees this isolationist. It's not just a tendency, it's an intention on the part of 45. And so now he's crying wolf. Day late and a dollar short. Mitch McConnell. Okay. Uh, Another one that we can sort of figure out as well. So, uh, Chris Wray was the Trump appointed head of the FBI. Well, he still is, but he has said that he is going to uh, resign, retire, whatever, leave when Trump comes into office. And he is doing this because 45 has made very clear his intention to appoint um, his chief uh, revenge officer, Kash Patel, in Wray's place. So Wray, had he not resigned, would have been fired. Now, there are people who say, and I mean, I'm one of them, you know, why didn't you just wait for him to fire you? Make it difficult. This is an example of what's called obeying in advance. You see the steamroller coming towards you, and so you preemptively get out of the way. I mean, on the one hand, it's understandable why he would do that. On the other hand, there is nothing noble about his doing it. He's trying to cast it in the light of nobility, right? By saying, well, I don't want to drag the FBI, through any more mud than it's already, being dragged through. And if I prolong this and make him fire me, then it's going to be a big thing. It's called obeying in advance. Look up the events around and preceding Hitler's takeover. People obeyed in advance. I'm just saying. So let's look at Chris Wray. Uh, we'll use the younger man for him, even though he's not that young. Certainly he's younger than 45. And we want to know what was, no, no. Let's let spirit decide these cards as well. Okay, so I'm not going to use a focus card. I want to know, why did Chris Wray decide to resign instead of making 45 go through the motions of firing him? Why did he obey in advance? So we're going to cut the deck. And oh, I forgot, I'm not using a significator. So whatever's in the middle will be crucial. Okay. All right. So we have the tree, we have the clover. In the center is the ring. We have the clouds, and we have the rider. Now, I am going to draw a couple of cards on the rider, but I mean, I kind of already see what the reason was before I do that. But um, and I'm drawing cards as well on the clouds, and I'm going to draw cards on the ring as well. Okay, makes sense. Okay, the tree and the clover, cards one and cards two. Remember that the FBI tenure is meant to be 10 years. Well, this is specifically so that there will be crossover from, one administration to the next administration, right? Since a two-term president consecutive, right, would be 8 years, and then it would be 2 years into the next term that the FBI leader would still have. So it's purposeful. It's so that the FBI head is free to act in nonpartisan ways. I mean, that was the theory when they extended that term to 10 years. Well, his term has been cut short. It would have been cut short regardless. It's true. Had Wray not resigned, he would have been fired. But at any rate, this long tenure, this long decade-long tenure, which is built in, is cut short. Now, Wray gives as the reason, I just want the FBI to be okay. I don't want to prolong the agony. I don't want to drag it through the mud. So, this is sort of keeping the circle unbroken again. He feels it's for the good of the institution, out of loyalty to the institution, etc. Mind you, Kash Patel will completely dismantle the FBI, right? But Wray is not telling himself that. I do think legitimately Ray's not looking at that. He doesn't want to think about that. He doesn't want to acknowledge that. What he's thinking about is, I'm making things easier for the institution that I love and that I've served by just obeying in advance and moving to the wings. Okay. Now, he has doubts about his decision. Clouds are doubts. He wonders whether he did the right thing. It is justifiable, it's possible to justify what he did, but it was not brave, and he knows that. Um, he was trying to send a message. The message, though, is more to the agents of the FBI, the the people at the FBI. I'm just going to move out of the way to make this easier for you. How it makes it easier for them, I don't know, but that's the story that Wray has told himself. Now, the real story, why did he want to sort of keep things smoothly moving? Okay, I'll move aside, you put your guy in, whatever. Why? Well, we have birds, mice, and Trump. Uh, there were a lot of conversations about how Wray should proceed. He had meetings with trusted advisors about what to do. And the bottom line is he and they are afraid of 45. That's the real reason. You know, if he had fought leaving, because he could say, listen, my term is 10 years, so what are you doing? You can't get rid of me. 45 would have found ways to destroy him, and he was afraid of that. So, under advisement of whomever, he decided to make this decision. Next line, I mean, the next card is clouds. These are his doubts. And we have the bouquet, we have the fish, and we have the mountain. So, he has doubts about what he did. He hopes, because this is kind of a future line, hopes to be rewarded for making things easy in some way. Rewarded in some financial way. In other words, like, I don't know, some big corporation could pick him up and ask him to come be the head of it, whatever, something like that. But I think part of his issue was financial. But look, I don't know. He looks like what he is, which is a coward. Entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Um, because he gets blocked. People know, heads of corporations know, okay, he stepped back, but why did he step back? Oh, because 45 was going to fire him. Oh, 45 was going to fire him? Maybe this is not the guy that we want to have as head of our corporation because we all want to make nice to 45. And then we have the rider, and we have the stars, the woman, and the younger man. So, what message does his stepping down, that's the card for message, really send for the future? That he was exhausted, passive, receptive, and willing to obey in advance. So that Kash Patel, the young renegade interloper, hate the FBI, want to tear it down guy, can come in. So this, in the history books will not uh, treat Chris Wray well when it comes to the chapter about what happened to the FBI. Again, he was a Trump appointee in the first place. So, I mean, there's no love lost there between at least me and him. But he had an opportunity to be a patriot. And instead, he decided to go the way of all cowards. Again, entertainment purposes only. Here's another one. I have two more. So Letitia James has said, she of the New York civil prosecution and conviction of 45, has said, these judgments against you for, tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars, these are civil judgments. And there is zero chance that you can get out of those judgments, out of paying those judgments, because, it's not like a criminal case that you lost and where, if we put you in jail, what are we going to do? Can the Resolute desk fit in the cell? It would create all kinds of complications. But no. Here, we're just saying, turn your pockets out because you owe this money, president or not. So I would like to know, how will 45, what will he do? in light of the fact that these civil judgments of hundreds of thousands of dollars stand. He has to pay them. Okay. What will he do? So I'm not gonna pick a center card, I think. I'm just gonna let spirit decide. Okay. Then the all-important center card. Okay. Okay. So we have the star, we have the snake, we have the dog, we have the cross, and we have the house. Interesting cards. I like a couple of them. I'm sure you can imagine which ones they are. But I'm going to pull some clarifiers. On the snake and on the dog and on the cross and on the house. Why not? Well, I pulled a lot of cards, but I feel like the message is pretty simple. So the original line is the star, snake, the dog, the cross, and the house. You know, Short answer, he will try to put this off as long as he can. Um, you know, 4 years anyway. I mean, I don't think he'll be in office for 4 years, just saying, entertainment purposes only. But he thinks he can put this off. But it's a problem for him. The lawyers are the center card. And what do his lawyers do? Delay and stall and delay and stall and countersue and delay and stall. So that will be the plan. But I mean, at a certain point, the rubber has to hit the road. And I can mirror the second card, the snake, with the cross. This is tough for him. This is tough. Maybe he'll be president of the United States, but he owes civilly hundreds of thousands of dollars in New York that he cannot get out from under. So, if nothing else, this will make his blood pressure rise. This will increase his sleepless nights. This will multiply the number of bottles of ketchup that get thrown at the White House walls. Now, I drew some clarifiers. So I drew clarifiers on the snake. This is really a problem for him. And the cards are scythe, anchor, and bear. Here he is. You know, a bear is a really powerful animal. But if the right snake slithers up and gets its fangs in the bear, it doesn't matter that the snake is long and skinny and the bear is big with claws. The snake will win. Okay, so let me just get my cards back in order. Okay, so this problem, this decision by Letitia James is a real problem for him and will keep him weighted down, right? With stress, anxiety, worry. This is money that he thought he would leave to his children. This is money that I don't know what he wants to do with it, that he thought he could use to bribe people with. I don't know. Um, this is like an albatross around his neck, the snake. So now here are the lawyers, and we have the sun, the moon, and the ring. So, the lawyers know what they have to do. It's very clear. Um, you know, the ones who will be hired for this are the ones who have the reputations for stalling, 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 because that's his only recourse. And even that recourse will run out in short order, I think. All right. So again, this is just that cross that he hangs on. Um, he really didn't expect it. He really didn't expect this. This is like a new wrinkle. He thought once he became president, everything would go away. Almost everything has, but not this. And why is this so painful? Because he doesn't know what to do. He's dazed and confused by this decision. I'm the president. What do you mean? I'm still civilly liable to pay hundreds of millions, forget thousands, hundreds of millions of dollars. What are you talking about? He's in shock and awe. Good, good. And then the final card in the original line was the house. We have the young woman, Clover, and the whip. Again, he thought, I'm in the White House. You can't do this to me. Uh, but he found out in short order, oh yeah, they can. This is the ultimate card in um, vulnerability. He's incredibly vulnerable. I mean, what's he going to do? Get the money from his Russian friend? Entertainment purposes only. His Saudi friends? Entertainment purposes only. And what will he owe them in return? This is torturing him, and it will torture him into the future. This is the very first card. This is the last card. This is like, because Letitia James stands on um, principle and stands on the law. Oh, God. Sorry. Spam. Oops. Decline, 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 decline. Thank you. Sorry about that. Um, she stands on the law, and the law says these civil judgments stand. Being in the White House is no get out of jail free card. I mean, it's a get out of jail free card, but it's not, it doesn't absolve him from having to pay these judgments. So he is really between a rock and a hard place on this. Speaking of money, I wanted to do one last question. And this is in regard to um, Luigi Mangione. He is the young 26-year-old, very good looking, has a lot of fans for a lot of reasons, killer of that United Healthcare CEO. And, you know, with Pluto in Aquarius, is that how you say it? Pluto in Aquarius? Yeah. With Pluto in Aquarius, all kinds of things are going to be upended in the coming years for the next like 40 something years. Do you guys see that orb when I said that just kind of fly? I love when that happens. Um, all kinds of changes are going to be happening in every conceivable area you can think of. So, in education, uh, in the way our food industry works, the banking industry. I mean, anything you can think of, including, by the way that we dispense healthcare and the money for healthcare. Our system, just saying, is barbaric. And I'm not even going to say entertainment purposes only, because everybody knows that it is. It's barbaric in the eyes of the rest of the world, and of course, in the eyes of most Americans, unless you are the CEO of one of these insurance companies. So I would like to know, what impact will Luigi Mangione's action have on the health insurance industry, the way we do healthcare and health insurance in this country? Now, we already know that 45 continues to only have concepts of a plan for what he wants to do with health insurance, which means he doesn't have anything. Um, we know that he's in favor of big business. Big business includes the health insurance industry. So I would like to know whether Luigi Mangione's action, which we can all agree was horrible, heinous, not good, terrible, very bad, whether it will have, what kind of impact it will have on the industry moving forward. And I'm gonna, again, we'll let spirit decide all the cards. Okay, I don't need clarifiers for this. This is pretty specific. So this stands for the industry, right? Uh, it's big money, it's power, it's all of that. This stands for the health insurance industry will be transformed. It will be transformed. In terms of, and look what the center card is, how people pay for their health care. New decisions will be made over the long term. This is not going to happen tomorrow, right? This Pluto and Aquarius is a 40-something year transit. It's not going to take 40 years, let me just say, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. But this act is seen as a cautionary tale. At first, the industry has been sort of hostile, belligerent, fighting back, but now that all of these many stories that are coming out, I mean, and everybody's got one. I don't know anybody that doesn't have a story about a claim being really unjustly denied. So it will take some time, but there will absolutely be decisions made about how Americans pay for health care. The industry will be transformed. The industry will be transformed. So I'm just going to leave it at that because this video is long enough. Um, Thank you so much for all of your likes, shares, subscribes. People have reached out about personal readings, and I will be scheduling those in the next couple of days. I don't have openings until after the new year, but just know if you have contacted me for a reading, I will get back to you in the next few days and we'll get you up and running and scheduled. Remember too that on Sunday, December 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific time, I will be doing an hour of live, free, obviously, readings. Your questions will be, first come, first serve. So you can't put them anywhere in advance. Just first come, first serve. And I'm doing it at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific so that my overseas viewers can get in. And I will be doing the same thing again on New Year's Eve at 4 p.m. Pacific for an hour. So that'll be alive. I will remind us again before the time, but just wanted to put that out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you again for all your support of my work. I really appreciate it. And check me out over on Substack because that's where I write. Okay, take care. See you soon.